Hello, good morning students. Welcome to part 3 video of our EVS class. Hope all of you are fine and stay safe at your home. Let's start our class. Have you read the textbook? Was it clear for you all? Then, can you tell me what we have learned on the last classes? Yes, we have learned about seed structure, germination of seed and dispersal of seed. Which are the part of seeds? A seed that consists of seed pod, hilum, embryo, micropyle and cotyledon. What do you mean by germination? It is a process by which a seed can be grown into new plant. What do you mean by dispersal of seed? It is the process by which the seeds that can scatter away from the mother plant by different agents. From all this, we learned that the plant can grow from seed. But students, in our first section, we discussed that the plants that grow not only from the seed but also from, can you complete the sentence? Yes, but also from stem, root, leaves and spores. Can I ask you something? During this lockdown, what was your hobby? I knew it. Gardening, right? Yes, we all plant many trees, vegetables, fruits and flowering plants, etc. etc. How do you plant these trees? By using stem? By using roots, by using seeds or by using leaves? Let's discuss. Before that, have you ever planted a carrot? Is there any seeds for it? No? Then how we can plant a carrot? Let's find the answer in this section. Where do plants store their food? Can you tell me? Yes, the plants store their food in stem, leaves and roots. Can you give any example for that? For example for carrot. Carrot is an example for food that's stored in the roots. Can you give an example for food that's stored in leaf? Yes, cabbage and spinach. Then give an example for the food that's stored in stem, onion, potato, ginger, etc. So, all these plants store their food in stem, leaves or roots. And these parts of the plant that we are used to make a new plant. So, in this section, we are going to discuss how a plant can grow from root, stem and leaves. So let's move on the section.
The plants that grow not only from seed but also from root, stem, leaves and spores. Name some plants that store food in their roots. Beetroot, carrot. How they reproduce new plants? By its roots. Roots of plants such as sweet potato, carrot and beetroot store food. This root contains small buds where new plant grow. Have you ever planted a carrot? Then how? Can you tell me? A piece of root along with the bud is cut and planted in the soil under suitable condition. What are the conditions? Proper amount of water, sunlight and nutrients. These bud develop roots and shoot forming a whole plant. New plant from stem. Can you tell me how potato reproduce? Potato, ginger, onion are the stem of the plant which can grow into new plant. Potato or ginger has eye on them. Have you ever seen these buds? When you leave a ginger or potato outside for 2 or 3 days, you can observe the buds on there. These buds are the eye. These eye are actually the green bud-like structure that grow into new plant. If we cut a piece of potato or ginger, include these eyes. Put the piece on soil, a new plant will grow. Have you ever planted a rose or hibiscus like this? No. Various natural and artificial methods can be used to plant a hibiscus or a rose. First one, stem cutting. In rose or hibiscus, a part of the stem containing a bud is cut and planted in the soil. It develops root. This method is called stem cutting. Second one, grafting. Is there any speciality to this picture? Yes, this rose plant has two color flowers, a red and a white. Do you know how it happens? It is grafting. In rose, mango or apple, a portion of shoot is cut and attached to the shoot of another plant. This method is called grafting. The part of the stem that is cut is called scion. The part to which attached is called stalk. Layering. In jasmine and strawberry, a branch of plant is bent until it touches the ground. When you cover the portion with a soil by leaving the tip exposed, the portion covered with soil started growing into a new plant. Then you can cut from the parent plant and grow as a new plant. They are called runners. New plants from leaves and spores. Have you ever seen a mosses on wall? These are the mosses. Mosses and ferns are leafy plants that grow from special structure called spores. In plants such as bryophyllum and begonia, new plantlets can grow from well-defined leaves. These leaves are still attached to the branch. A new plant can grow by this method. So these are the method at which a new plant grows apart from seeds.
We all need food. Plants are the major source of food. From where do we get food? We get food from plants. And who cultivate it for us? The farmers who cultivate it for us. How they cultivate? Here, this section, we are going to discuss the various steps of an agriculture. So let's move on.
The plants are producers and we human beings are consumers who consume the most of them. The practice of growing plants on a large scale is called agriculture. If a farmer cultivates the crops to us by using various steps, let's see various stages of agriculture. First one, that is ploughing. The soil is first made loose with a plough. The loose soil allows air and water to pass through and helps the root of crop to penetrate easily in the soil. The farmers use bullocks or tractors for ploughing. The second stage, adding manure or fertilizers to the soil. When the farmers grow crops year after year, the soil becomes less fertile. So the farmers add manure or chemicals to increase the fertility of the soil. The next one, sowing healthy and good seeds. Healthy seeds are sown either manually in the grooves made by the farmers while preparing the field or through machines called seed drills. Next one, irrigation. Watering the land regularly for the crop to grow well is called irrigation. Modern method of irrigation such as sprinklers are common in nowadays. The fifth stage, protecting the land from weeds and pests. When the seed germinate and the seedling out, it is necessary to protect them from pests, disease and weeds. The farmland is protected from weeds and pests by spraying chemical called weedicides and pesticides respectively. The sixth stage, that is harvesting. The fully grown crops are cut and collected for use. This process is called harvesting. Harvesting can be done manually or with the help of machines called harvesters. The last stage, storing. Harvested crops are stored in dry, well ventilated places that are free from germs and pesticides. So, these are the stages of agriculture: preparing of soil, sowing, adding manures and fertilizers, irrigation, weeding, harvesting, harvesting and storing, then is stored in a proper place.
India is one of the major crop growing country in the world. The crops are grown throughout the year. Agriculture is one of the major activity in India to produce food and to generate money. Throughout the India, crops can be cultivated in different seasons. Based on the season in which they can grow, the crops can be divided into two: Rabi crops and Kharif crops. Let's discuss about them.
A plant grows in a large quantity to get food and other useful things is called crops. Crops are mainly food crops. Example, wheat, rice, etc. There are oil producing crops. Example, sunflower, mustard, etc. Or fiber crops are there. Cotton, jute. All crops do not grow in all season. Crops like rice, maize grow from June to October. Such crops are called Kharif crops and are dependent on rain. The crops like wheat and pulses grow well from November to April. Such crops are called Rabi crops.
Then children, now you know as how the rice and the other food item that we eat come from. Yes, it is cultivated by farmers in all over the country by using various steps. Let's summarize what we have learned today. We have learned the plants that grow from stem, root, leaves and spores. In this section, we discussed about from where the food that we eat come from and which are the seasonal crops in our country. Was it clear for you all? Read the textbook. See you on the next section. Thank you and have a nice day.